Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Touch Base Tuesday. We're glad you joined us. I'm Michael Cooper, Administrative Pastor of Parkway Church in Madison, Mississippi. I had talked out of the book of Acts chapter 3 last week, and I just want to go to Acts chapter 4, which ties in with what I kind of talked about last week. But I want to use the word this week, and the word is support. And when I looked up the word support, it means in the verb form to hold up, to brace, to reinforce. And then in the noun form, it's even stronger. It means pillar, post, foundation. When you look at the 4th chapter of the book of Acts, you see a support group that they were all in their desire to be able to propagate the gospel of Jesus Christ and everything that went with it. And that was healing and deliverance and victory. One of the men that I want to focus on in that 4th chapter is a man by the name of Barnabas, or should I say his nickname was Barnabas, because they called him in the Bible son of consolation, or means son of encouragement. And the first thing we see about this man, he was all in. He was a supporter of this group. It talks about how that he went and sold a field and got that money and put it all in unto the ministry, to where that somebody had a need, it was taken care of. And not only was Barnabas a giver or supporter of the ministry, it went even further. He individualized people, and two of those people was the Apostle Paul. And we know the background of the Apostle Paul, of all the things that he did against the church, but God changed him. But as far as people accepting him, it just didn't happen. But yet there was a Barnabas. Yet there was somebody that held up or was a reinforcement for Paul to be able to vouch for him that yes, he had changed, and yes, that he was now part of them. And we know if Barnabas would have been taken out of the equation, what would have happened? We don't know. The second thing as far as support group was a young man by the name of Mark. We find that, matter of fact, that they went on a missionary journey, Paul and Barnabas and Mark. But yet it was a hard task, because there was a lot of things that was going on, and kind of in the middle of it or whatever, Mark went back home to mother, and Paul wasn't very happy about it. But when they went on the second missionary journey, Paul didn't want him around, and so there was a separation, because again, the Barnabas, the son of consolation, or the son of encouragement, he was the support to Mark. And later on, Paul discovered that he was wrong and his of looking at Mark, but it was a Barnabas that took alongside and supported him. When we went to Israel in February, they sent us an email of some of the things that we needed on this trip. And one of those things was comfortable shoes. So I went and I started shopping, and I went to a store, and first thing I thought, well, get me some big tennis shoes and whatever. And I looked and I put them on. They were just so big. No, that's not going to work. And sandals, no, that's not going to work. And then I found a shoe that was what I was looking for. Now, they were light, and they had the tennis shoe sole, but the biggest thing that sold me on it was an ankle boot, or what I call a support for the ankle. And let me tell you what, I bought these shoes, and I took them on to Israel, and I wore them almost every day. And they were something that was a support to me. And that's what I wanted to, what I did want to conclude with, was that we need at times to support each other. We're living in trying times. We don't need to tear each other down, but we need to support them and see the potential in them like Barnabas did. Thank you again for watching today, and I hope that I am a support to you and that these episodes are an encouragement to you. And please, if you've been encouraged or you've been supported by these, would you please share them with somebody else? Again, we thank you, and we'll see you next week.